Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth and I work here at Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park. I care for the Arid Garden, which is all the cacti and succulents here. So today I am going to be showing you how to propagate or grow a succulent from a leaf cutting. So you're going to first want a succulent that is beginning to stretch, and succulents will tend to do this if they don't have adequate sunlight. So this is a really good example. It's starting to stretch and tilt to one side. It's a little top heavy here. So I'm going to inform you on a really easy way to fix this. The first thing you are going to want to do is remove your healthy succulent leaves. So the easiest way to do this is start from the base of the succulent and work your way up. I usually use 2 fingers here. I'll grab right at the base of the leaf, right where it meets the stem there. And you can start to gently twist back and forth. And the leaf will just naturally fall right off there. So you can continue this around, and I'm going to leave the top on there, and I can describe what we do later on with that. So I'm going to continue working my way around. Okay, once you get to the top, you'll notice it's a little more compact. So what we're going to do, instead of taking these leaves off, I'm actually going to use a set of sterilized pruners, and I'm going to cut the top of the succulent right off. So you can cut right in an angle there. Okay, once you have all of your leaves, you're going to want to set these aside for about 3 to 7 days. This is a really important part of the process. This gives your leaves a chance to heal and callus over, preventing them from any rotting or possibly dying. By that I mean the ends. We are wanting these to heal over. You will notice that they will start to develop almost a slight crust to the end of them and get a little hard. That usually means that you've waited enough time for them to callus over. So you're going to want to place these in a dry spot in your house that has indirect light, and again for the 3 to 7 days. While you're waiting for that, we're going to prep a shallow tray with some succulent and cacti soil. So it is important to use succulent and cacti soil. Succulents do not like to sit in very damp soil. They don't like a lot of moisture. So usual succulent soil is going to be made of equal parts soil, perlite, and horticulture grade sand. So those larger, harder materials help the water to drain through the soil material. Again, not letting your succulent sit in any moisture. All right, so once you have waited your 3 to 7 days and you have your tray all set up, you are going to start laying all of your leaves on top of the soil here. And the best way to do this is to make sure that the callus side of the succulent leaf is upright. So I'm just going to place a couple of these around. So placement is not extremely important. Just making sure that the succulent leaves are not overlapping is probably the most important part. And you may notice that it will possibly take just a little longer for the tops of your succulents to heal because they are larger plant material. Again, you might need to set them aside for possibly a week or even 2 weeks. But once those are calloused over, you can actually plop those right in the center of your tray, just like so. And again, you're going to want to put this back into a very dry spot in your home, one that has indirect sunlight. And then you are going to want to mist this once a day, making sure just to mist the soil material and trying not to get any moisture on top of the leaves or the top of your succulent there. So after a while, after about either a couple days or a possible week, you'll start to see that your succulents are growing small roots. And I do have an example of one that I have set aside. I'll show you that. So you'll notice that there are roots coming out from the bottom of the leaf there, and you'll actually notice there is a small succulent growing as well. So once you see this, you're going to want to make sure that the roots are covered with soil. So I'm going to place that in there. What I usually do is I just sprinkle a little bit soil on top, or just make sure that it's completely covered. It prevents the roots from drying out and your succulent leaves from dying. So you're going to want to keep up on the daily watering. So again, misting once a day and keeping in that indirect sunlight. And after a while, you will notice that your succulents will begin to grow and you'll see a lot of leaf production. And I do have an example of one that has been set aside for close to 4 months. So it's pretty good size. You'll notice here with this succulent, the original leaf, or what we call the mother leaf, is starting to shrivel and yellow. Once it gets to this point, you can remove it yourself. Just make sure to be really gentle in the process. And you can do the same tactic that we did for removing them off the stem. You just wiggle back and forth. And it should pop off like so. Once your succulents get to this size, it's a good idea to start to transplant your succulents into their own individual pots. I always suggest to start with a smaller pot. They are smaller size, they don't need a lot of room. And you can start to repot them, I'd say every 1 to 2 years once they get a little larger. I do have a 2-inch pot here filled with 3/4 of the succulent soil, making sure that it has a drainage hole right at the bottom there. That is very important for the water to travel through the soil. All right, so the easiest way to do this, again, just filling it about 3/4 of a way with the soil there. Plop your succulent in, cover a few of the roots, and use some extra soil to just fill around. Making sure those roots are pretty secure in there. And you can do the same with the top of your succulent as well. Again, you might see that this will just take a little longer for it to start producing roots, but once it does, you can take it right out of the tray. And again, this one would technically have roots if you waited a couple months for that. And put it into your pot right here. So once you have transplanted your succulents, they will require just a little more sunlight. I usually recommend about 6 hours a day of really nice sunlight. And then I would start with, during the summer months, you can water about once a week. And then during the winter months, keeping it to watering once every 2 to 3 weeks. You're going to want to make sure not to oversaturate the soil here. Again, they like to have less water, and we want to make sure that the soil is completely drying out before each watering. I want to thank you for stopping by and checking this out, and I hope you have fun trying this at home. Thanks so much. Bye.